Hi everybody, today I am bringing you a Nutcracker survival guide. All the things that will help you get through your performances, not only physically, but mentally, as well as how to really enjoy them, everything you need to know. So let's get into it. The first thing, which is kind of self-explanatory, is to be prepared. If you show up first day of performances at Nutcracker and don't have all your tights and don't have all the right bobby pins, or you're missing your headpiece or your foundation, you're going to be really stressed and it's not going to go well. So my suggestion to you is, before you move into the theater, before day one, get everything packed, kind of mentally go through everything you're going to need. Dress yourself, mentally do your makeup, mentally do your hair, and that way you can pack everything you need and you won't show up at the theater without something. Oh, I forgot my tights. Oh, I forgot my shoes. Oh, I don't have enough shoes. So mentally kind of go through your preparation routine for the performance so that way you have everything packed. I would also pack it in a way that's easy to access. So don't have bobby pins mixed in with tights, or foundation and lipstick in with ballet shoes. Pack everything in a way that's easy just to take out, set at your, station to do your hair and makeup. Everything is organized so that when you get to the theater, again, you don't have stuff ruining your tights or your hairspray leaks. Make sure it's organized, make sure it's ready to go, and so when you get to the theater, you'll be all set. Next thing kind of goes along with this. When you get to the theater, I don't know how your costume situation is, but in my experience, we would have to go get our costumes and bring them back to the dressing room, or they would sort of be all lined up in like a green room kind of thing. So whether or not you can bring it back to the dressing room, go find all of your costumes and make sure all of your headpieces are there, all of your accessories are there. Any costume element you might need, even if there's a wardrobe, just go check. Just say, oh, can I just check all my costumes? I want to make sure I have everything. Because let's say your headpiece goes missing. Let's say your costume isn't there, or you mixed up with somebody else's. Costumes are a big stress at Nutcracker, so make sure all of your costumes are there, all of the headpieces, everything is lined up, and if you can take them back to your dressing room, again, kind of like the previous thing, everything in an organized fashion, put all your costumes hanging up in the order you're going to need them, your headpieces laid out in the order you're going to need them, so then there's no second guessing and you've got everything. All right, the third thing is to make sure you are properly warmed up. If there's class on stage, company class, whatever you call it, take class. Do not skip class. Too many people think, oh, Nutcracker, we're finally in the theater, I can just kind of goof off now. Make sure you're warm, because the worst feeling on stage is having cold feet, cold legs, and typically theaters tend to be very cold anyway, so you want to make sure your body is fully warm so you can enjoy your performance. Don't skip class. Make sure you're properly warm. And if you have a time, of class and then you get ready and then the performance, your muscles probably have gotten a little bit cold again. So make sure you re-warm up right before you go back on stage. Just a couple of tendus, some releves in your shoes. Don't do class, have an hour off, and then go straight to the stage. Make sure your muscles are properly warm. And going along with this, make sure you bring enough warm-ups. Like I said, theaters tend to be really chilly because they cool it for the audience, because the audience doesn't want to be sitting there sweating. So typically the dancers are the ones that suffer because it's colder. So make sure you've brought enough warm-ups, make sure you're properly warm, and if there's not a class, let's say you all kind of just have to do your own thing, give yourself a full class. I will link my playlist of all my ballet workouts and just play one of my workouts, do it in the wings on your phone, and so make sure you're properly warm. As to food, my suggestion, I know with Nutcracker everybody kind of gives little fun holiday gifts, and there's probably a green room full of food, and this is just kind of the fun thing to do at Nutcracker. I did that too when I was younger. I would save the sugar for after the performance. Don't eat sugar before or during, because you're gonna get that energy spike, but then you're gonna crash big time, especially at the holidays with all the candy. I'm sure there's candy everywhere. You're gonna get a huge crash at some point, and it's really gonna affect your dancing. So my suggestion is to leave all the holiday goodies for after the performances. And I don't mean after each one. I would just wait until all your Nutcracker performances are over, and then you can enjoy the cast party, you can enjoy the holidays, but I would say no sugar while you're dancing because it's going to affect your energy, it's going to affect your muscles, especially with Nutcracker where there tend to be a lot of performances. You don't want to be going like this energy-wise. You know, you want to have a consistent, nice feeling instead of, I'm great and oh my gosh, I can't go on stage. No sugar while you're dancing, just my opinion. A lot of you ask me, what should I eat while I'm performing? Nuts are great, bananas are great. Bananas are perfect because they're going to give you the potassium so your muscles will cramp less. You know, the potassium helps with cramping. So bananas, nuts, some healthy energy bars. I would still stick to kind of a trail mix instead of an energy bar because they're gonna have a lot of sugar. So just kind of natural foods that are easy to digest. I wouldn't do a lot of raw vegetables. And if you're gonna have a meal before you perform, I would eat a good meal 2 or 3 hours before. You don't want to eat a big meal and then go straight and perform. That's never fun. So if you're going to have dinner with your family, if you're going to have, you know, a meal, I would do that 2 or 3 hours before. But if you want to snack on things during the show, during the day, I would do fruit, nuts, and maybe healthy sort of trail mixy kind of things, which is basically fruit and nuts anyway. So watch your sugar and meal 2 or 3 hours before. All right, tip number 5, and this goes for any performance. Be ready ahead of time. Don't leave yourself 5 minutes to spare before you gotta go on stage to get your headpiece on. I was the person that was always ready way too early, but then I knew I was not gonna miss my entrance because I've seen so many people kind of dinging around in the dressing room. If there's no speaker, you don't know where you are in the show, and they miss their entrance. So be ready ahead of time, be alert, know what's happening on stage, be ready ahead of time, and just know what everybody else is doing. While you need to be in your own world when you're performing, it's a machine, you know, and everybody has their job to do. So try not to have it be all about you and you're in your dressing room and whatnot. Make sure you know where you are in the show. Make sure you know what everybody else is doing, that you can stay out of their way. If you're watching in the wings and you know there's a bunch of exits with dancers, stay out of the way. You could get run over. So just be alert, be prepared, and be ready ahead of time. 6th tip. Oftentimes with Nutcracker, there are multiple performances, sometimes a matinee and an evening, all in one day. In between performances is not the time to goof off, to run around the theater, to go out and walk 16 million blocks. In between performances, I would be putting my feet up, I'd be stretching, I would be eating something. Take care of your body. You know, you can have all the fun in the world for the holidays when the performances are over. But when you're performing, even if you're not a professional, even if you're just in a youth company, people are there paying to see you. If you have a job to do, your teachers expect this of you. So treat it as your job. Treat it as work. Don't treat it as, oh, I'm here having fun and this is just great because I'm a dancer. No, it's your job. The audience is paying to see you. People expect things of you, you know, and you do this to have fun. You do this to enjoy your performance. But it's about being responsible. It's about taking care of your body so that come show 2 that day, you're not dying, your legs are shot, your shoes are shot. You know, you're sitting there going, how am I gonna get through this? You don't want to be like that during a performance. You want to be on your great game and enjoying it. So take care of your body in between shows and you can have all the fun in the world afterwards. So the last tip is to make sure you enjoy it. You know, you put your body through all of the rehearsals and the classes and everything and you get to the performance, remember why you're there. You know, I know Nutcracker runs tend to be very, very long, very, very difficult. A lot of you probably have 14 costume changes, but make sure you enjoy it. And like I told you guys in the stage fright and anxiety video, and that's what this week's podcast is also, I kind of elaborated on it, I'll link it below. Remember, the audience is on your side. They are not there to see you fail. They are not sitting in the audience going, you know what, I really hope she falls out of a turn. That's not what they're there for. They are there to enjoy the performance. They are there to be inspired, be transported to the land of sweets. You know, it's not the Olympics where the judges are like, that's not what the audience is there for. There are no judges, there are no scores, it's just you're telling the story of the Nutcracker, you're transporting the audience to the land of sweets, so try and remember that. And remember, most of the time, the Nutcracker is little kids' first ballet. So you're going to have a lot of little kids in the audience, and even if you fall, they're not going to have a clue. You know, they are going to just be in awe. Remember your first Nutcracker? When you went and how inspiring it was, how excited you were. You didn't care if a dancer, didn't get her arabesque as high as the next one or the dancer fell out of her turn. That's not what Nutcracker's about. So get that out of your head. Touch those kids, inspire those kids, and remember why you're there. You're there because you love to dance, you love to perform, so make sure you enjoy your performances. So that is it, guys. Those are all of my tips to get you through Nutcracker or any run of performances, quite frankly. If I missed anything that you like to do or that helps you get through Nutcracker, leave me a comment in the box below, and you guys can go through and like each other's comments and get ideas. That's why we're here. That's why I'm here, to sort of help you and make you enjoy your dancing. So leave me comments if I missed anything. If you missed my Q&A for November, it's right there. You can click it to watch. I love you all as always. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you on Tuesday.